What's up everybody, Chef Glenn Ben. I'm back in the kitchen and I'm making myself some lunch. I'm doing an Italian sub and I'm gonna drink some Sangiovese with it. Let's go. All right, so I've got all of my ingredients here. I've got a nice Italian loaf of bread, my lettuce, tomatoes, onions, star of the show. I've got all of my meats and cheeses here and pickles, chips. Let's get right into it. First thing I want to do is I want to prepare my vegetables, get that out of the way. So I've got lettuce, tomatoes, and I've got a sweet Vidalia onion. That's key. So I want to get my lettuce shredded and my tomatoes sliced. I've got this container here. I'm going to lay my tomatoes into this so that I can get any excess water out of them. Anything that we can do to get excess water out of them is going to help us to not have a soggy sandwich at the end. So first thing, I'm just going to shred my lettuce. I like to take my lettuce and smash it on the table and pull the core out. Pull any brown bits off that I don't want. I'm gonna take half of this. So shred it up. All right, I got my lettuce shredded. I'm just gonna hold it in this container and cut my onion. Now I want to get my tomatoes sliced up. If you're enjoying the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. So I've got another one of my containers and I've got some paper towels lining it. Again, I like to get some of that water out of these tomatoes. They're plenty juicy. Cover them with paper towels. So we're in a continued effort to get everything ready. I've got some pickles here. These pickles are whole. These are Bubby's pickles. In my opinion, these are the best pickles around right now. I have a couple of other pickles that I like. These are just like head and shoulders above all of them, but they're whole, so I just need to get them cut up. I just want to make sure that I have everything done when it's time to assemble the sandwich. Let's put this sandwich together. Nice looking piece of bread here. Slice it. I'm gonna start with my mayo. Now there are a lot of recipes that'll tell you to slather your bread with vinegar and oil and that type of thing. Those recipes are fine. This is just my take on it. I feel like if I start with wet bread by putting something wet on the bread, then we are already on the way to being soggy. So I am trying to avoid having a soggy sandwich. I've got mayo. Yellow mustard. So I've got all of my meats here. It's important, I think, to not buy pre-packaged meat. I would definitely recommend you finding a good Italian store that has quality meats and have them slice your meats for you. The pre-packaged stuff, I mean, it's just not that great, you know? So what I have here is I've got Genoa salami, I've got pepperoni, I've got capicola, I've got some prosciutto, I've got mortadella, and I've got provolone. All of this was freshly sliced. All of this is of the highest quality. If you're gonna do it, you may as well do it right. So I'm gonna start with my provolone cheese because this provolone cheese is the densest densest and heaviest thing that I have here. So I wanna put this on the bottom. I wanna make sure that I overlap everything. We wanna make sure we've got nice, even coverage. Next, I'm gonna place my Genoa salami, and I want to lay these flat. Again, with the salami, make sure you shingle it. You want to get nice, even coverage. Pepperoni. All right, I've got my capicola. Or as Michael in the office says, gabagool. Next, I've got my mortadella. This is really thin. I'm gonna kind of fluff this up. Last but not least, I've got my prosciutto. Nice, thinly sliced prosciutto. I'm gonna fluff it up as well. So as you can see, we worked our way up from the bottom. Everything that was heavy and dense, we put on the bottom. Started with the cheese, and then we went with our salami and pepperoni. And then last, we got these delicate, thin meats that we can fold and fluff. I'm gonna add my lettuce to the sandwich. I've got some olive oil and vinegar. I like to add the olive oil and vinegar to my lettuce. I think the lettuce holds it very well. So starting with the vinegar. My olive oil. I got some salt. Fresh cracked black pepper. Got some oregano. All right, I've got my tomatoes in these paper towels. I'm gonna shingle these tomatoes as well. I've got my sweet onions. Top it with the top. To pair with my Italian sub, I've chosen the 2022 Chiccioli Sanfora Sangiovese. I decanted it a few hours ago. I thought it needed to breathe. Really light, translucent color. The nose, I'm getting bright red fruit. I'm getting strawberries, cherries, some dried cranberry. I'm also getting subtle floral notes. There's also an earthiness to it as well. There's leather, tobacco. I think that's the earthy element of it. And I know the wine isn't sweet, but the nose is just so sweet and supple. Let's give it a taste. Medium bodied, fresh, very fresh acidity. The acidity works well to cut through that fat, to balance everything out. Vibrant fruit. Again, those cherries. That cranberry is prevalent. That is fantastic. Let's cut this sandwich. I'm just gonna cut me a piece off of the end here. All right, so we got it cut. Let's see what it's looking like here. That looks pretty good. That looks fantastic. Everything is properly placed. So to accompany my sandwich, it's only proper that I've got some quality potato chips. I've got some, like I said, I've got my peppers and my pickles, my pepperoncini peppers and my Bubby's pickles. That's a quality pickle. These chips, sea salt chips, they're good. Let's taste this sandwich. Those flavors are reminiscent of all the best delis that I've ever been in. All the best sub sandwiches I've ever had is all rushing back to me right now. This is phenomenal. And I'm telling you, stay away from the pre-cut, pre-packaged meats. Find an Italian deli, find a market or something somewhere that has fresh cut meat. Get your meats cut. It makes all the world of difference. Let's see if it pairs with this wine. This is the true test. So when I was shopping earlier today for this sandwich, I went out to get the tomatoes and the onions, and I went to the produce place, and the guy at the produce place asked me, he said, so what wine are you gonna pair with it? He said, you're gonna do a white wine, right? I said, no, I'm gonna do a red wine. I'm gonna do a Sangiovese. So the Sangiovese is at home in Italy. All of these Italian components of this sandwich, they naturally pair, right? It should be that way. So let's see if it pairs. It's a mouthful. I can't believe it's that good. That good. Wow. That's fantastic. Let me double check, all right? And let me throw in a couple of, I gotta throw the wine a couple of curveballs. So let's see. Just like if I was eating a sandwich, right? I gotta test it. Good pepperoncini. Take a bite of the sandwich. Everything that I got going on. Wow. That's fantastic. That's a perfect pairing. I'm Chef Glenn B, and as always, eat well.